Well, hello and welcome to SoCal Prep Report. I'm Randy Rosenblum. Momentarily, we'll hear from SB Live's Tarek. We're going to have a lot of baseball tonight. Westlake baseball having a great year in the Ventura County area. Dylan Volantis, their outstanding pitcher, he's a lefty, having a great year. He'll join us, and he's got his fine coach with us as well. I like the guy. I know you like Coach Barnett, don't you, Tarek?
Yeah, Wally Barnett is one of the good ones out there. I know we'll talk about it a little bit more, but they had a historic 19-inning game last year that I was able to cover. It took 2 days to do it, but Westlake, really, really good ball club.
Also, a little later in the program, we'll have Jack Pollon with us from the Battle of the Valley. He's the director of the game. It's an all-star basketball affair. In fact, we've had those games on in the past on LE 36. The girls play at 5 o'clock on Saturday. The boys at 7. The best in the valley at Sierra Canyon. Jack will break that down for us. All right, let's start with some baseball games. Get a little taste of what's going on in Southern California. How about Corona? They appear to be the elite team. You can see what they did to Santiago. Ethan Scheifelbein, their outstanding pitcher, goes 4 innings. Billy Carlson had a big game at the plate with 3 hits and 3 RBIs.
Yeah, this is the team that everyone is hunting after. They are, despite not winning anything, usually the defending champions are what we like to say the hunted, right? But because of their stacked roster, everyone's hunting Corona and wondering if they can sustain a full season. So far, just 1 loss this year.
Yeah, one of those teams is Huntington Beach. This is a good baseball team at Huntington Beach. They're winning a lot of baseball contests. They had a busy week as well. They were able to get by Edison 8-3. They had a great performance there from Jared Grinlinger. He went 4 for 4, as you can see on the bottom graphic there for the Oilers. But it's when they came back today. They had another game. They beat Los Alamitos today 2-0, a combined no-hitter. One of the pitchers was Grinlinger, and the starting pitcher was Bellerose. So Bellerose and Grinlinger combine on a no-hitter.
Yeah, I think the nature of baseball, especially at the high school level, is anything can go. And most baseball coaches will tell you that the playoffs is an absolute roll of the dice. So every day you got something special going on, and that's the beauty of it. So a no-hitter one day. A West Ranch player last week hit for the cycle. There's something going on every day here in SoCal, the hotbed of talent.
I know you love the Mission League, and Chaminade has really been coming on. Harvard Westlake is a power there. Notre Dame Sherman Oaks has always been strong. Chaminade and Harvard Westlake split 2 games this week. Here's the one for Chaminade, 4-2. Harvard Westlake returned the favor, 4-1.
Yeah, in the first win, I think people were really taken back. Not only that Chaminade won the game, but they scored 3 runs in the 6th inning, and they scored them on Bryce Rayner, who's arguably the #1 prospect in the country in relief. And there was 1 error, but the other were earned runs. So good for Chaminade. Kyle Wilkerson is a good coach over there. I'll say they've been down the last few years, so this is even more of a surprise because they haven't been all that great the last couple of years, and here they are 2nd in the Mission League.
Hart's a very good baseball program. Jim Ozella is the coach there. He's been there for many, many years and usually wins out there. But they got knocked off. Saugus knocked off Hart, and this was no fluke.
Yeah, I mean, they did it twice. Yeah, today, Saugus beat Hart again. So twice in 1 week, they say one time, yeah, maybe, but second time, there's probably something to it. Carl Grissom, I believe, is still the coach over at Saugus, and just kind of a hard hat, lunch pail kind of guy, and does all the right things. So Saugus knocking off Hart, that is quite a surprise.
We're going to talk to Wally Barnett and his pitcher in a moment, but this is nice for them. 3 straight wins over Thousand Oaks, winning the 3rd straight today. But the middle game went 11 innings. You were talking about their 19-inning game. This was the one that could have gone either way, but the Warriors prevailed in 11 frames. You can see Dylan had a great game. We'll talk to him about it. 10 Ks. Didn't get the win because he only won, I believe, 6 or 7 innings. But that's still a fine performance. 1-0 for Westlake.
Yeah, and listen, I think we'll talk to Coach Barnett about this, but I think when it comes down to it, that one game makes a difference. 1-0, 11 innings is a grind. That Marmani League's real competitive. That one extra win, that 1 run might be the difference for a league title down the road. It's why the games are so important.
Well, let's bring the guys in, Coach Barnett and Dylan Volantis, the outstanding left-hander. Let's start with you, Coach. Tarek just brought it up. Your league, the Marmani League, going through it, everyone had a winning record coming into your series. T.O. now doesn't have a winning record because you beat them 3 in a row. But that is a very tough league. Talk about that baseball league in Ventura County.
Yeah, first, thanks for having both of us on. Marmoni League always is a tough league. Calabasas, we had our hands full last week with them. We lose to them 3-2. We beat them 14-0, and then we lose to them again 3-2. That's a typical Marmoni game right there, 3-2. The Thousand Oaks game you guys talked about, 1-0 in 11 innings. Both teams knew that game could mean everything. So that 1-0 win was a very big win. But you gotta win every game you can in the Marmoni League, because rarely do you see a team run the table. It's going to be 10 to 11 wins for the Marmoni League champion usually.
Dylan, talk to the viewers a little bit about your game per se from the mound. What kind of pitcher are you? What's your style? What are the pitches you throw, and what helps you dominate the batters so well?
Yeah, so our catchers call the whole game. They call what they think is best. So I trust them fully, and I just attack hitters, confident on the mound. But I just throw it in the zone. I don't have a great defense behind me, incredible players. So if they hit the ball in play, then I know that I'm going to get an out of it.
When I think of Westlake baseball, I think of Christian Yelich, who's obviously a tremendous Major League Baseball player for the Milwaukee Brewers currently, and he obviously was an alumnus of your school. Why, Coach, is there such great tradition? Yelich just won. There's been many pros that have come from Westlake. What makes the program special, and why are you churning out pros like Yelich?
I believe Southern California is just a hotbed, and we've been lucky to have players like that. Christian Yelich comes out every year, talks to our players, gives them gifts here and there to get them started on their season. Matt Franco comes out. His son graduated from Westlake last year. Mike Lieberthal's out there almost every single game. Mike Nikias hangs out when he can. Kevin Howard reaches out to me a lot. There's been a lot of good tradition out there, good players that always come back and lend a hand when they could. But to answer that question, I'm just lucky they're here.
Dylan, talk a little bit about this Westlake team's approach. I know you had a successful year last year. We kind of alluded to this 19 historic game, ended up in a regional title. You guys just kind of continued to play well, but now here you are again. You've got some experience. Talk about the approach this year. What are the goals? How are you guys maintaining? You got a slogan that you're living by this year? Tell us a little about Westlake Warriors.
Yeah, so at Westlake, our whole team's just we're like brothers together. We've been playing baseball for years, even before high school, so we have that connection, which is very helpful, and especially in Marmoni League. But right now we're taking one game at a time, each inning, each out. So we're taking it slow. We're not thinking ahead, playoffs yet. No, we're taking, for TO, we took each out at a time. So that's something that we go by, and it's been helping out a lot.
Dylan, I know you're undefeated. You're 4-0. You got a lot of strikeouts. It's 46 strikeouts in 30 innings. Why are you getting so many Ks? How are you baffling these hitters?
I love the outside fastball. Get a lot of run out of it, either some weak contact or swings and misses. And my curveball is my biggest tool for that. Those strikeouts is my most dominant pitch by far, and I can locate it very well with strikes or low in the zone for swings and misses, which is very, very helpful.
Wally, my last question for you is, I think Dylan alluded to it. These guys know each other. They're tight-knit. Westlake's got a community aspect to it in all sports. Football. I've been out at all of the softball team. Every time there seems to be a sporting event, people come out to those games. How important is that to your program?
I think that means everything. Having people out there watching, but I think what's most important is these players really play for each other. If we could have nobody in the stands, they're still going to play as hard as they do. They give 100% every single time, and as a coach, I appreciate that. The love for each other is what does it. They want to win for each other. Of course, you want to win for yourself, but when you have a brotherhood like they have, they want to win for each other, and that means everything to me.
Where's the hunger coming from, Coach? You won the regional championship last year. Obviously, you have to be thrilled that you came back and your team is performing well. What's the hunger all about? What is your team looking to accomplish this year?
I would say for years there's just Westlake has fallen a little short in the playoff area. Last year, our win against Valencia was our first win in over 20 years, and so that's a big deal right there. First of all, second of all, as far as you're saying the hunger, last year we were an unknown team. We were 31 ranked in the playoffs. We beat number 2 Valencia and just went up that ladder. Beat number 1 in the state at the time, San Marcos, and beat a very good Bakersfield Christian team. So last year we were a team that was kind of surprising people. There's no surprises this year. So when you have a target on your back, you have to play hard every single inning, every single pitch. Everybody's gunning for you. So that's the hunger you have to have, because if you don't have that, you're going to fall. That's just the way we look at it.
Last question for Dylan. What's in the future? What's next after Westlake baseball?
So I'm committed to USC. So I'm going to be going there studying business as well. So it's just a great academic and athletic school. So it's just a very good fit, not far from home. But yeah, I'm just focusing on this Westlake season and making it a good senior year. So I'm very looking forward to that.
Well, gentlemen, congratulations to a great start this year to the baseball season. I know it's a long haul. It's a grind. It paid off for you last year, winning a regional championship, Division III, in the state. Maybe you'll get something done like that again this year at even a higher level. Maybe you'll win a CIF Southern Section Championship. And we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
both for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You got it.
Thank you so much, Rob. Yeah.
You got it. They're a very good ball club.
Yeah, they are. It's a fun, every time, I've got to repeat myself pretty much, every time I go out to Westlake High School for whatever event I'm covering, there always seems to be a buzz, and it's something I think the community wants to be a part of. If I lived in that area and I had a young baseball player or a young athlete, Westlake High School would be where I'd want my kid to go, because there's always just seems to be a tight-knit feel. And so you can tell when we talk to Wally Barnett and his players.
Yeah, and it means you probably have a lot of money, because it's not inexpensive to live out there either. So you're doing well if you're in the Westlake area. All right, let's take a look at some of the teams that are doing well. Here's SB Live's baseball top 10 in the Southern section, and it is Corona #1. And oh, by the way, the Ebel brothers, who transferred from Etiwanda, their dad Dino is the Dodgers' third base coach. Two good young infielders, underclassmen, sophomore and junior, Trey and Brady. That's going to make Corona even that much better.
Well, yeah, they just became eligible, and man, it's a full roster now and full roster availability for Corona. I guess that's the better way to put it, because now everyone's eligible after the CIF Southern Section sit-out period. So, yeah, Corona just got a whole lot better with the brothers. But, yeah, you know, Harvard, Westlake, Orange, Lutheran, the usual suspects. Oh, Lou was up there for 1 week, but Corona Centennial now, with all the players they have at their disposal, I think are the team to beat at the top.
I want to talk a little bit about San Dimas. This is a team that's, and I mentioned them last week, they're really coming on. They have a young man by the name of Landon White.
Landon White,
yeah. He's an infielder. He's hitting over 500. He's got 4 home runs, and every day you're reading the paper, Landon White leading San Dimas.
I believe they're on a 10 or 11 game winning streak. San Dimas it's a good ball club, but I think they're having a year they haven't quite had in a long time, because maybe they've been like a power in like Division II or Division III or something like that, but for them to be in the top 10 in various rankings amongst the Division I powers is, I think, something a little bit new for them, new air. So San Dimas is definitely a team to watch.
Yeah, also, when I was looking at the top 10, then we had 3 teams from the Trinity League. Lou, let's see who else is in there. Jay, Sarah, Santa Margarita, all bunched up for first place. They're all very good, but what a race that is in the Trinity League.
Yeah, I think the Trinity League is the best league this year. The Mission League's a little down, and I hate to say that because I'm a San Fernando Valley guy, and I do enjoy the Mission League, but Harvard Westlake, is good, and then Notre Dame's a little down, and so here's Chaminade, which is, not this powerhouse team, but clearly playing the right brand of baseball. Crespi, we were expecting to be a little better, to the Division II defending champions. They're not that great. Sierra Canyon's young and experienced. Obviously, Tom Usborne, a legend, but they're just not quite there. So right now, it is the Trinity League team.
Yeah, Tom Usborne had all those great teams when he was in the city section at Chatsworth. He had some great players there. Mike Moustakis was the biggest name of them all. He's doing a nice job now at Sierra Canyon as their head coach, Coach Musmore. Softball, some key scores, and Here it's a little bit more defined. You know, baseball, there's a lot of teams that have chances to win titles down the road. Not quite as many, in my opinion, here. The team on top, Pacifica of Garden Grove, is outstanding. Bryn Nally, great pitcher, Division I commit, 5-0 win over Cyprus. They do it every day. They won again tonight. They're 15-0 on the year.
Yeah, this is a team that everyone has pegged at number 1 in all their different rankings. I believe they're ranked number 1 or maybe 2 nationally. I mean, every poll you look in, they are the team to beat. They are the defending CIF Southern Section Division I champions. So, like I mentioned earlier in the show, you're hunting, but you are the hunted now after being a champion. And so you're getting everyone's best shot. Despite that, Garden Grove is still unbeaten.
Another great team is Norco and Orange Lutheran. Those are the three I have in mind. Here's Olu, and this is all about Brianne Weiss. She throws the one-hitter with 14 Ks for the Lancers, comes back after really baffling Mater Dei, and does it again, and does it even better against Rio Mesa. 19 Ks, pitches the no-hitter. There's only 21 outs. She got 19 strikeouts.
Yeah, we had Coach, I talked to Coach Tony from Pacifica of Garden Grove recently, and he agreed, there was no secret sauce. When it comes to softball, and especially the powerhouse teams, it really is about the pitcher. I mean, there's no question. You can pitch that arm every day, and if you've got a powerful, dominant pitcher, you only need to score 2, 3, 4 runs, and you're more than likely going to win. So Brianne Weiss is definitely an example of that.
Yeah, they lost to Vista Murrieta, but again, I don't think Weiss pitched. It was a non-league game.
Sure.
It's the other game they had this week. They play a lot of games, but again, Orange Lutheran right there, very talented team. So let's take a look at our top 10 in softball, headed up by Pacifica of Garden Grove. There's Norco. They're playing in the Carew Classic right now. A lot of great teams are in that tournament. It's going to go through the weekend. Then there's Murrieta Mesa, Orange Lutheran. Poly Riverside's another team. They're 21-1. What a great record for that team, the Bears, led by Karina James, who's hitting .514 and has 5 home runs. Then there's Los Alamitos, Huntington Beach, West Torrance, Mission Viejo, and Oaks Christian, who historically is very solid.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I count 5 Orange County teams of the top 10. So that's where the power of the softball giants are. They are in Orange County. Norco, always a traditional power, but I'd imagine the Division I champions going to come from Orange County yet again.
I know you're excited about this hire. We have some football news. Mark Serve hired as the coach at LaSalle. He had some years at Sierra Canyon as an assistant, and I know you know him well.
Yeah, Mark Serve is a high-energy guy and was at Sierra Canyon under Coach John Ellinghaus for I want to say like 10, 12 years, something like that. He goes to Westlake. Ironically, we just had the Westlake baseball players on and Coach Wally Barnett. But, he was a Westlake Warrior. I think he lasted 2-3 years. Things went a little haywire there. This past year, he had to get let go early. But he's going to get his chance at LaSalle. I think LaSalle's doing everything they can to be more competitive. They just hired Steve Tolbert. He was the former coach at Campbell Hall for boys basketball. Now they got Mark Serve in there. So they're trying. That's fair to say.
There's a transfer that has left Granada Hills High School. I know you watched him playing basketball this past season, and a very good one. He's going to Alameda, so he's staying in the same area. But for Granada Hills to lose this young man, he averaged 18 points and 8 rebounds a game, and he was on your SB Live second team.
Yeah, Mark Sherfan. Yeah, so he averaged like 18 points a game, 9 rebounds a game, and he was at Granada Hills High School playing for John Bent, but he's already checked in at Alameda. He'll be a senior next year. I think this is one of those cases where you see a city section kid that is trying to, he's about 6'6", 6'7", he's got length, he can score. So I think the move tells you, I need to go and play better competition. I want to go and test my skills in the Mission League. And you know what? I respect that. Would it be nice to see kids stick around at their school, and maybe a better mission would have been, hey, stay at Granada, elevate Granada to a higher status in the city. But he wants to go to the Mission League and try that out, and he's going to get tested in the Mission League. We'll see how it pans out.
And you picked your City Player of the Year, SB Live City Player of the Year in basketball. No surprise,
No
Elijah
brainer.
Arenas of Chatsworth.
Yeah, and the City Player of the Year was split in the Open Division this past year between Thompson. I can't think of his first name right now, but King Drew had a player that split the co-MVP of the Open Division with Elijah Arenas, and I just felt like, to me, it was a no-brainer. Elijah Arenas was the player of the year.
Guy who knows a lot about basketball, a lot about player of the year is Jack Pollon. We got our Battle of the Valley. Again, it's Saturday night at Sierra Canyon. Jack is a big fan of hoops, great writer, does a lot of different things, promotes a lot of different games. Jack, good evening. Tell us a little bit about the Battle of the Valley. Why is it going to be great this year?
Yeah, we're doing the Battle of the Valley, Valley Sports Foundation All-Star Games again. Games have been going on since the late 90s, so we're 25 plus years, coming up on 30, and it's going to be great. Girls at 5, boys at 7. The boys game, a lot of kids from Sierra Canyon, a lot of kids from West Ranch, and James Evans going to UNLV, Isaiah Elohim going to Arkansas. The East has got Campbell Hall guys, Aaron Powell, he's going to be a D1 guy, Baron Bellamy. We got Christian Ori, he's going to walk on at UCLA. So a lot of talent from the girls and the boys in the San Fernando Valley area Saturday night at Sierra Canyon. And the games are like a staple now, longest running All-Star game in Southern California.
Jack, I know this game will be played at Sierra Canyon. I know you've had it in other venues in the past. I think Sierra Canyon's a great venue for it. Can you tell me why maybe Sierra Canyon's a great spot for this game?
Yeah, we used to have it at Cal State Northridge for many years, the college atmosphere, because, the kids were moving on to college and all that. But there was a rule passed where you can't have all-star competition on the D1 university campuses. It's got to be an educational-based game now. So you could have a regular season game, but they're doing away with the all-star competition. So it actually has worked out really well because Sierra Canyon's a great gym. It's not the biggest gym in the world, but it makes for a great atmosphere. We usually pack it out. A lot of kids from the local club teams come, and all the players' parents and friends and relatives. So the gym gets packed. It looks really full and nice, and it's a great high school atmosphere. So there's nothing like a high school gym with a good atmosphere and a lot of things going on.
You've had some great players play in the Battle of the Valley. Paul George when he was at Knight High School. Spencer Dinwiddie from Taft, now with the Lakers. Great players have been in the game. Nick Young, who had some years with the Lakers, had a great NBA career from Cleveland High School. The tradition is rich, isn't it, at the Battle of the Valley?
Yeah, absolutely. We were kind of one of the first All-Star games that picked up on Paul George. He was lightly recruited out of Knight High School in Palmdale. I kind of knew about him. We invited him to the game, and it was nice having him and seeing what he's gone on to do with his pro career. So that was great. And like you said, Nick Young. A few years ago, Tarek remembers this when we had Drake London, Jaime Jaquez, classic dunk contest. KJ Martin was involved, and these guys are all pro athletes, like legitimate pros. So it was, a few years ago, it was pretty wild in the Sierra Canyon gym. You can check out all the dunk contest on YouTube and everything. So pretty fun.
Jack, are there going to be any special guests doing the dunk contest judging or anything like that? I don't really want to air any spoilers for the whole world to find out, but hey, maybe you can tease us with some notable guests that might participate in your event.
Yeah, we don't have the judges quite picked out yet. We kind of wait and see on that in the next day or so, but before we get to Saturday. But we got a lot of star power in the game, with like Derek Fisher's kid, Drew Fisher from Crespi. And like I said, Christian Ori's playing. His dad was amazing, 7 NBA championships. Baron Bellamy from Campbell Hall. His dad's a pretty, accomplished actor. Mercy Miller from Notre Dame, expected to participate. Everybody knows his dad from back in the day with No Limit Records and the music, producing and stuff. So, hopefully we'll have a couple of guest celebrity dunk contest judges on Saturday night.
Let's give some love to the ladies. Who's going to perform in the girls' game, which tips it all off at 5 o'clock. And I know they have a great three-point shooting contest at half, so that'll be fun. But who are some of the young girls that are going to do well in the game?
Yeah, the girls' side at 5 o'clock, we've got a couple of the Sierra Canyon girls, Christy Reynoso, Kayla Malik. There's a real good girl from Valencia, Libby Axiano. And then on the east side, Amaya Witt from Notre Dame. We've got Jocelyn Pasquale and Aria Roa from Brentwood. So the girls' game is going to be solid. The Lysing twins from Poly, Sun Valley are involved. So, West versus East, the girls are at 5 o'clock. We'll have a 3-point contest at halftime there. Should be real good time.
Jack, one last time for the viewers, just kind of, we got the 5 o'clock, the 7 o'clock. This is going to be on Saturday night at Sierra Canyon. What do you recommend, man? Should people is it bring your own snacks? Is there going to be food there, food trucks? Just kind of give a little bit more of what these people can expect when they arrive.
Yeah. No, we'll have a snack bar going in the front lobby there. DJ is going to be there. We'll have music kind of playing throughout the game. And this is not a recruiting showcase or a real serious thing. This is a fun party-like atmosphere. And it's all about honoring and recognizing these seniors. A couple food trucks out in the parking lot, depending on the weather. I know one of the acai bowl trucks is coming, so that might get Tarek Fatal out there. He's acai bowl pick. And a couple other things. We have a couple surprises, a lot of fan giveaways, T-shirts, and some other items and stuff. We really try and get those travel and youth club kids involved. So we're just hoping for a nice crowd. And the great thing about it is the Valley Sports Foundation raises money and gets donations from some of the corporate sponsors that they work with throughout the year. So the event is free. The event is free. There's no charge to come. We just want to pack the house with kids, parents, fans, friends, and have a really great time honoring and recognizing these seniors.
Jack, we appreciate it. You do a great job with the games every year, and I'm sure it'll be a fun night on Saturday, and we'll see you soon.
All right, appreciate you guys. Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Tarek, and we look forward to the games on Saturday, and thanks for everything you guys do.
You got it. I've had a lot of fun doing those games over the years. We're not broadcasting them this year, but I would imagine they're normally high-scoring, freewheeling affairs. And the dunk contest and the three-point shooting contest for the ladies is great.
Yeah, the names that have played in that game are pretty extensive and very impressive.
Right.
And to Jack's point earlier in the interview when he talks about, hey, viral moments can be created. Like from the dunk contest and the three-point contest from the game itself. So a good opportunity. I know there'll be videographers there creating highlights on YouTube and stuff like that. So it's great for the kids.
Andy Enfield apparently is going to leave USC as their head basketball coach and go over to SMU. That begs the question, will the highly recruited Trent Perry of Harvard Westlake keep his commitment to the USC Trojans? Tarek, you followed Trent's career at Harvard Westlake. What's your gut?
Yeah, I don't know if I have one. I got to be honest with you. I need to check in with Trent. Kind of tell I probably got to give David Urbibo, the head coach at Harvard Westlake, a call and maybe get a hold of Trent and go, hey man, are you going to go visit more schools? Did you have a backup? You open up your recruitment again and kind of have a top three, and you just wait for the new USC coach and just go to USC? Because right now what's going to happen is Enfield's going to leave and more kids are going to hit the portal, and that might mean more playing time. So if that's really, hey, stay home, play for USC in the Big Ten, it might not matter who the coach is. I don't know. I'm just speculating, but that could be a possibility.
Either way, wherever he goes, Trent Perry is a terrific player. Remember, he helped Harvard Westlake win 2 state Open Division championships. Last ad on the night, Loyola gets by Miracosta in volleyball, 3-1. 2,500 people at Miracosta. Sean Kelly, the 6'6" outside hitter, really the difference for the Cubs of Loyola. He's on his way to UCLA. But that was a real showcase for boys volleyball in Southern California.
Yeah, Mike Boley is one of the best coaches around, especially for boys volleyball, and he had his Cubs ready to rock, and I'm sure it was a great atmosphere. I wasn't able to be there, but when you talk about 3,000 people showing up for a volleyball game, that's pretty special.
So you're going to go to the Battle of the Valley?
I don't think I'll be at the Battle of the Valley.
Come on, you got to go. It's a lot of fun.
I don't know. Easter weekend, stuff going on, family. It is what it is.
By the way, we're not going to be here next week. We're preempted. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and we're going to have the Pacifica group on from Garden Grove. We're going to talk about their softball team, and right now they're ranked #1 in the country. They're undefeated, so we'll have a lot to chat about. And again, the reigning CIF champions. Tarek, have a nice week. I won't see you next week.
That's okay. I think it'll be a good break from you.
Yeah, it's good news for you. Tarek gets a break from Randy. We'll see you. No, we're not. See you in 2 weeks.
That's right.
Right here for SoCal Prep Report. Good night, everybody. So what are you going to do?
Are you going to go to the... I tell you what, you go to the Valley. I find it... Jack will make you a judge. If you show up, he will make you
He'll
a
make
slam
me a judge?
You will be a slam dunk judge. I can
Everybody gets a
guarantee
10.
it.